I honestly don't know how good this is going to work. So you guys will have to bear with me because the internet is out. And I'm just using my phone, and we don't always have the best service up here. Don't mind me, I threw my blanket over here. But it's my Twilight blanket that I got for Christmas. Oh my goodness. Oh, I did it though. I did it. I was really scared to do it, but I ended up deciding just do it. Like, quit beating around the bush, quit trying to make excuses, do it. So I cut it. And she looks so healthy. So healthy. So pretty. Like, I am loving this. Now just have to let it grow out, because I really do want it long. Like, I want it at least waist length. So to accomplish that, I'm gonna have to keep making sure that I keep it trimmed and healthy on the ends so that it can grow. But I'm in love with it. I love the way it came out. I'm like, most of my hair now, I think for the most part, is all the same length. I think I still have a few smaller layers left in here, like some, but there's just really not a lot. So pretty much most of my hair is now all the same length, except for like right here by my face. These parts were always like really, like, they usually always started right about my cheekbone down, and so these have grown out pretty far, and so I'm really happy with it. I was really like, I just didn't want to have to go too short, so I was really happy that I could at least keep it past the awkward stage of shoulder length. Like, I don't know if you've ever chopped your hair and had it grow back, but you get to like this point where the hair like sits right about here, and it does this weird, like, no matter which way you style your hair, it does this weird like flip out thing, and it just doesn't look good, and it gets all kind of weird and stuff. So I didn't want to leave it at that stage. They're doing good, Tiffany. How are you doing? Yeah, they're doing really good. Sarah's actually laying down right now. Taylor's at work, so yeah. So Taylor's at work. Sarah's laying down. I'm just dorking around on the phone. So I wonder if I can just split this. But the good part is it's still long enough. Oh, my neighbor's home. It's still long enough that I can still put it up in a ponytail if I need to. But my goal was that I didn't want to have to put it up anymore. I want to wear it down. And this way I can still wear it down. I can take care of it. So, hi. Hi, Liza. Hi, Tyler. So I'm really happy with it. Like, really happy with it. And you guys will never guess, though. But I did this using a Brad Mondo, I think is how you say his name, Brad Mondo, tutorial. So I followed his tutorial on how to do my own haircut, and I am so happy that I did it. Tiffany, I guess you'd say she's been seizure-free since August. So we have, so far, Sarah's longest stretch with no seizures was, oh Jesus, what was your longest stretch? It was a year and 1 month or so. It was like 13 months. And then she had several seizures break through. They were small ones, nothing major, right? And then she had quite a few of them over the summer. And then she's been seizure-free since August. But we're watching her closely right now, especially with her being pregnant. We're watching her very closely to make sure that she doesn't have any seizure activity. Even if she does, we want to watch really close. But so far, nothing so far. She hasn't had any real big issues other than feeling dizzy, feeling super nauseous. She has these waves of nausea during the day. I shouldn't even say it's during the day, because it's not usually during the day. It's like right around mid-afternoon. Yeah. Where have you been? We've been posting about it. We even did an announcement video on here where Sarah announced it to everybody. But yeah. So, did it not work that time? Probably because it was on the crack. Can't do it on the crack. I know, just keeps doing this. Okay. There's your towels. They're all clean. But yeah, so I did. His name is Brad Mondo, right? Mondo. I did. That's the tutorial I did. No, we do not. We haven't done daily vlogs in, oh my gosh, in well over a year. Like, well over a year. We didn't do any daily vlogs in 2020, and we didn't do any daily, I don't think we even did, maybe like 1 or 2, like, daily vlogs. No, I didn't even do daily vlogs in 2019, because I was working as a manager. So, yeah, we haven't done daily vlogs in a while. I do a lot more live streams, at least 1 live stream a week. Maybe I'll do 2, but my days off are only Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so I don't usually do one. I usually do a live stream on Friday, but yesterday was a bit of a busier day. The kittens had vaccinations and stuff like that yesterday, so I did all their vaccines and was watching Gracie really closely because she did not do so well the last set of vaccines, according to the other foster mom. And so with me taking care of her this time around, we wanted to make sure we really watched her. But I think there was 2 things that worked in her benefit. 1, she didn't just have major surgery like she did last time. And 2, she's a bit older. So she was already healed from surgery and she's older this time around. So she seems to be doing really good. She's also becoming an extremely affectionate kitten. She has like the initial, like when somebody walks into a room or whatever, she has like that initial startle and wants to run, doesn't want to be around, but then she realizes it's us and then she's like, oh, okay, and then she'll come and say hi. But she also sees the boys really super affectionate, and so she's like kind of feeding off of their behavior and seeing that they don't run from us, they run to us, and so she's starting to do the same thing. So it's really sweet to see her coming out of her shell and seeing that she's starting to trust us, that she's not going to get hurt by someone. This coffee is so good. Ooh. But yeah. So if you guys are ever wondering. So Rigby, oh my gosh, I didn't even tell you their weights yesterday. Rigby is 7.8 pounds. 7.8. That boy is almost 8 pounds and he's only 6 months old. Yeah, we have Instagram. All that's linked in the description box. And Rigby is 7.8 pounds and Binks is, what was he, 5.9? So yeah, they're huge, by the way. The boys are getting huge. Binks is caught like right up behind Rigby. So he's about a pound, almost 2 pounds off. Rigby's huge, you guys. Like, I'm not even joking. I remember saying when he was a baby, his big, huge eyes, those massive, dopey ears, and his massive paws. This cat has huge paws. Yeah, Binks. Rigby just has these huge, huge paws, and we said, you know what? If he survives, he's gonna grow into them things. And he's growing into them things. But they also, when they saw Gracie yesterday, because we took them to the vet that did all of Gracie's surgery, and they were so excited to see her because they were the ones that found her tied in a trash bag outside their vet office, and she had been stomped on. Like she was just a baby kitten. Roughly, they determined that she was roughly 8 weeks old, 6 to 8 weeks old. Somebody had stomped on top of her, so she couldn't walk. She had coffee grounds and spaghetti all stuck in her fur. She was in a bad state when they found her. She was rushed immediately into surgery. because she had internal injuries as well as what they could see externally. So one of the things we're still concerned about is her right hip. So we're watching her really closely. We're noticing that she's not jumping. So she will like climb up on things, but she won't jump. If she goes up on something and she can't get down, she'll cry because she won't jump to come back down. She'll cry till you come in and get her. So she's really, really like strict with herself, I guess you'd say, where she kind of knows her limits and she doesn't climb up high enough that she can't get herself down. Because she won't jump. She will, like the first tier on the cat tower, she'll climb up onto that because there's like a little step up. So it goes like up one, and she can come back down that. So she's learned that she's able to get in that area. So when I set up the cat towers out in the living room, once we repair the wall, we can't really let the kittens run around out here until the wall's repaired, because it can go right out. Like if they get through the one spot, they can get right out into the patio, and we don't want that. So once we set that up, we can actually put the two towers next to each other and use the step platform that's built into the one tower so she can get up onto the other one as well. So she can share that step between the two towers. So she has a little more space to get up and off the ground. But right now, that's kind of what she does. When she's fast, don't get me wrong, she can move. And when she runs, she tucks her leg. So her one leg that's messed up, she holds it up and she can bolt around the room if she wants to. So she doesn't let it slow her down, but she definitely can't jump using like the springiness of her back legs because she just doesn't have that. But she's a little fighter and she's doing fantastic right now. So, but poor Stella. All right. I had to go get your laundry this morning.
I know.
No, it's on.
No, I know that.
Oh,
How
yeah.
do you think I have clothing on?
Well, I figured you had clothes.
No, those are all my.
Oh, that's everything. You did all of it.
That's why I freaked out when I thought Robin took it.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, oh my god, I have no clothes.
Sarah thought Robin took our whole bag of clothing that she had sat on.
I was wearing.
Because he'd been helping us when the water was off to do like laundry and stuff. And so I think like she thought because she had put it all in a bag and sat it in the chair that he took it all to wash it for her. And so she like panicked. And I was laughing because I was like, no, because I didn't want him to take it. So I sat it in my room. And so she didn't realize that it was out of the way. Okay. We'll talk to you later, Liza.
My nose is so stuffy.
Nice. Crocheting and knitting is always fun. And my hair likes to turn, like right there, that little spot likes to turn outward, even though it's curled to go under. There it goes. But yeah, my nose, I woke up this morning completely congested. And it's blowing like a tornado outside. It woke me up this morning at like 3:30 this morning. The wind was blowing so hard. Then Taylor scared the crud out of me because he was doing his laundry at 4 o'clock this morning. Now, I'll explain that. Hold on. He was doing his laundry at 4 o'clock this morning and he slammed the lid, and the laundry thing is right here behind me, like right here by my wall to my bathroom. Scared me half to death because he slammed the lid down. Oh, nice. And so I jumped up and messaged him to let him know that the internet's off, that it would be off until Friday. And he was like, oh, okay. And then,
That sucks. That's
not really. It's not that long. It's literally 6 days from now.
And you gotta remember, you go to work, so you'll have internet.
You have your phone. That's why we pay so much for our phone bill.
Watch our phone.
We have unlimited data, so she can sit and watch anything she wants. Bill's not due till Friday. So, yeah, I know. That's why I said Fridays. No, they can't because it's not even due till then. But anyway, that aside. So Taylor was up. The reason he was up so early doing laundry is because he had to be to work at 6. So he got up at 4 to do his laundry, which the dryer takes an hour to dry, but the washer takes 45 minutes. So I don't know how he thought he was going to have time, which he didn't, by the way. He had to put his clothes in the dryer and then leave. So he ended up having to wear the other uniform he didn't want to wear because he started his laundry at 4, and he needs to take, like, where he works is at least a 35-minute walk from the house.
You should have done it like morning at
3:30 at
three. You
least.
should have done it last night.
Yeah, because yesterday I told him, like, it's gonna rain here next week, so they say, but I don't ever trust when it says it's gonna rain. But we have some more boxes that we need to move to the upstairs area, and they're sitting out here. So I told him he needed to make sure his stuff was cleared out in the one area because we need to finish putting the stuff back up there that's grandma's. And he's like, okay, no problem. And then he didn't wake up yesterday. Like, he slept all day. And so I kept calling him, trying to get him to, like, hey, you know, did you get all that stuff moved so I can get these things upstairs? They're just the last of the boxes, but they can't be down here if it rains because then the boxes are going to get wet on the patio. For the most part, the patio stays fairly dry, but where the boxes are does not. And so they need to be moved. So, you know, we need to do that. So now I'm just waiting. Like, he'll get home at 1 o'clock, and he said when he gets home, then we'll move everything. So we shall see. Oh my goodness, I am so congested. So I had him give me Godric this morning at 4 o'clock this morning because I knew he was going to leave, and I was like, do not leave that dog sitting outside by himself because he will bark. And it feels so nice outside right now. But anyway, 11. It's 11 a.m. So it's my last day off for the week, and then I'm watching this thing super close because I don't want it to get worse. But the red ring around it is gone now, so there's no more red ring, which is really good. By the way, I got bit by something. We're not even sure what it was. I looked online trying to figure out, like, what kind of spider bite it was. Yeah, if you're on the East Coast, then yeah, if you're on the eastern side of the states. But yeah, I got bit the first day that I realized it was there. It itched like crazy. At first I thought it was like a mosquito bite. I was like, oh, I probably just got bit by a mosquito. Yeah, that's definitely not a mosquito bite. It kind of I was a little bit frightened at first because I started looking up stuff, and it was looking at like they had ones on there for black widow bites, and I knew it wasn't a recluse bite only because Sarah's been bitten by a recluse before, and I remember what her foot looked like after that bite. And so I knew it wasn't a recluse bite. The only two things it could have been was a sun spider or a black widow. Well, when I looked it up, it's definitely not a black widow bite because it's lacking one thing, the pus pack. Like, so. Hi, Chris. I think that's Chris, right? Friendly Warrior? I think that's Chris, if I'm correct. Because Jeffries is the other name. Yeah. So this thing definitely, it was really, really itchy, but I'm almost certain we've had quite a few of them little turds inside the house.
Little.
Yeah, I know. They're definitely not little. I'm being a smart ass when I say little, because they're not. Hi, Chris.
Remember when we'd go to Shay's house and she would have like the sun spiders or their sun spiders
Yeah.
inside of a little container.
Ooh, that's a great angle.
She's like, we keep catching them.
Watch. So that's where it bit me, is right here. But yeah, so that's where I got bit at. So I've been trying to watch it. That's the scabbing where the two bite marks are, where the two puncture holes are. So it's like scabbed right there, but the rest of it's like all red. Don't mind my messy room. Look at that. Maybe? Are we live again? Yay? Nay? I think so. You mean water pipe burst. We had, apparently there was damage to it from before we moved up here, from the mice that were on the property, which we didn't know, of course. We wouldn't know that. When I repaired the stove and stuff, we found where the mice that had gotten in here had chewed up the stove wires for the electrical wire. So I got that repaired, and then we had other issues with like just small things that the mice had gotten a hold of that we finally repaired. But apparently after we finally got like where we were using the water pressure, there's an area where the mice had chewed through one of the main lines into the kitchen area, which is kind of where they had been nesting in that thing and the outside of the house where the cats were killing all of them. But they had chewed through an area right there to get water. And once all the mice are dead, and we moved in, the pressure that was constantly moving through there just slowly pulled that line open over the last 2 months. And it had already been dripping, so it was already wet back there. We didn't know that because it was a slow drip. So it wasn't, the wet wasn't coming visible where we could see it until 2 weeks ago when it finally just ruptured. And you can see when the guy cut the area and then replaced the section, where he replaced the whole middle section of it, you could see right where the damage from the chewing had happened. So the good part is it's finally replaced, it's fixed. Bad part is we had to rip an entire area of wall out to get to where it was messed up. So anyway, we have a whole section of wall missing. It's fun. So we can't let the cats out right there because they had to treat for the mold that grown there where the water had been like pooling. So we had that whole area pulled out, all of that cut away. Anything that had any inkling that there might be mold on it, anything that was moist, was cut away. And then we've been treating it for a week now with this powdery spray stuff that you spray down in there. So I've been doing that every day when I get home and putting that on there to treat the area because I want to make sure that nothing grows. And then once it's like everything is like said and done, because insurance has already been out, they came out and took photographs. They came out and determined that due to the house having been unoccupied, which does happen if you live where we live, like up here in the mountains, when you leave a place unoccupied, then nature kind of takes back over the area. And because there wasn't anybody here to like maintain the property and they didn't have any kind of caretaker on the property, stuff like that happens. And so the good part was insurance is covering. So I guess my thing is to, for especially if you own your home, always have insurance on your home, which is really good that we have insurance on this place. It's not personally under my name, but because we're paying into it, because we're living here. And we all he's coming up the driveway. Or left. I don't know what that was, but that was really loud. Oh wow, my hair always looks so red when I go outside. This stuff done today. Got a lot I want to do today. Hold on. Did you guys have... Hi guys. Mia. Wow, that is a great color. You guys want to meet Gracie? So there's Gracie. Say hi, Gracie. hi. Hi, baby. Hi, say hi, everybody. Hi, baby. Hi, Charlie. Hi, sweet girl. Yeah, hi, sweet girl. You're such a sweet baby. You guys can see she has that bad leg. Hmm. Hi. Oh, do you want me to pet you too? Excuse me, Rigby. Hi, buddy. You guys, here's Rigby and Binks. What are you doing? Come here. You want to say hi to everybody? Come here. Come here. You say hi, everybody. I'm a big boy. Say, I'm a big boy now. There's Mr. Binks. Hi, Mr. Binks. Oh, okay. Yep. Someone has to get right in Mommy's lap. Hi, buddy. Hi. You guys tell he's a mama's boy. You tell. Hi, buddy. Hi. Aww. He's literally. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I love my hair. Don't mind. Like, that's literally the last of our stuff that needs to be. Okay. Yep. He's fully in my lap now. So that's the last of our stuff that needs to be unpacked. Gracie likes to hide up there. She won't go past it, but see, she can get from that to that, so she just uses this piece here to climb up. Hi, buddy. Hi, Rigby. Oh, hi, buddy. Can you tell this is such a mama's boy right here? Look at this boy. 6 months old now, you guys. Born in July. And just the sweetest little. You purring for everybody? Yeah. You purring for everybody? Yeah. Oh, hi, baby. Hi. He's such a mama's boy. Literally, you guys, I'm not even kidding. This guy right here, he likes to be loved on. He loves to be loved on, but he doesn't like to be held. This one, though, he's like, I just have to be in Mom's lap. He just has to be in my lap, huh? You're such a goofy goober. You're such a goofy goober. He's huge, you guys. He's a big cat. I don't think everybody wants to see your booty. I don't think anybody wants to see your booty. What are you doing? You just want everybody your booty. Say hi, buddy. Oh my goodness. Oh, he's bumping my elbow because I'm not paying attention. Oh, hi, Gracie. Hi, Gracie. What are you doing, pretty girl? That poor baby, she's been through so much right there. She has been through hell and back, and she is such a sweet girl. You want me to come say hi to you? Sorry, Rigby. Mom's gonna poke you off my lap. I'll come over to say hi to you. I'll come over. There we go. She's still kind of skittish. She's learning, though, that we're not gonna hurt her. She's such a... Oh, yeah, we still have Tonks. Yeah. We have Tonks, Winnie Bear, and Godric. Hi, sweet girl. Oh, thank you, Mr. Rigby. Hi, baby Gracie. Hi, sweet girl. Hi, baby. She doesn't like her back end touch, so I try not to touch it too often. We're doing good. Hi, Shona. Oh, my goodness. So it's actually her left leg. I always want to say it's her right. It's her left leg. It's her rear left leg. He's actually outside right now. 1 second. I can take you guys out there, but it's super windy outside. I've got Rigby in my lap. All right, you guys, be good. So this is like their room. We have a whole bunch of toys for them, but we just cleaned them because I'm doing the floors. So all their toys right now are right here because I've got to get everything finished being cleaned up. Oh, thank you. I love it. And I cut it last night. Like whoa. I don't know if we'll lose our signal out here, guys, but I cut it last night because, like I said, it needed it. But anyway, everybody wanted to say hi to you guys. What are you guys doing? Hi, Winnie Bear. Hi, Tonkers. Hi, Big Butt. So there's the bumpers. We're not letting them in right now, guys, because we're doing the floors. But it's so nice out here today. Oh my God. We should go for a hike. What do you guys think? Should everybody go for a hike? My gosh, Godric, your little face. I know, right, Chris? The Feline Bureau of Investigation. I know, you guys have to stay out here. I know. You have to stay outside for right now. We're doing the house. We're getting everything clean. Meow. You sound weird. You sound like a half cat, half dog breed. What's that noise? Meow. What are you talking about? Winnie Bear, what are you talking about? Yeah. Don't be mean, Godric. Don't be mean. Hi, Tonkers. He's so handsome. They're beautiful. They're beautiful guys. Like, all this stuff has to get moved today. No, Shona. Oh no. Are you feeling okay though? Like, you're feeling all right? That's so scary. So my good friend that works for the organization that I do the rescues with, well, she used to work for them. She hasn't worked with them in a while. She left them back in November due to some issues that we had with one of the ladies wanting to adopt one of the kittens and then wanting to declaw that kitten. What? Oh no. But she wanted to adopt one of the kittens and then declaw it, and all of us were like, that's not what the organization stands for and whatnot. And so ended up being that Nikki left the organization. She was like, I'm not doing this. Like, I can't work for people that are saying one thing and then allowing a member to do something completely different. And so she just a couple weeks ago got diagnosed with COVID, and not even, I think it was like a week later, she was in the hospital and she's been on a ventilator. So it's been terrifying for me because she's such a good woman. Tickly cough, had a headache for 6 days straight and exhausted, but it could be much, yeah, it could definitely be much worse. Oh my gosh. What's that say? I guess I'm just gonna say I can't tell if that says Judy or Judev. Judev M. I think that says Judev. Hi there. It's super small on my phone, you guys, so bear with me when I'm trying to see like names and stuff. But yeah, Shona, I did this using Brad Mondo hair tutorial on how to cut your own hair at home. And so that's what I did. My hair was decently long. Like, I took off about that much hair. So yeah, I took off about that much hair off. And I'm super happy that I did. It looks and feels so much healthier. I'm also trying to wear it kind of like I would anyway, like just letting it fall where it naturally falls. And then I'm so happy. Yeah, definitely, Shona. Get better. Right now, Nikki's situation has me terrified because she already had some major health concerns to begin with. So that, I think, sets the tone a little bit differently. Just like for when Jay caught it a second time, it did a number on him the second time compared to the first time. The second time it was much worse for him because he was going through chemo. And so if you've ever been through chemo, then you know that chemo destroys your immune system. And so it immunocompromises you. And that is terrifying. So the second time around, it's done really bad damage to his like respiratory system. And yeah, so that's terrifying. But I'm really scared for Nikki. She's on a respirator. They posted an update yesterday that they've weaned her down some, so she is breathing a little more on her own. So we're just like waiting to hear. I haven't even gone on Facebook yet today because I just don't want to see bad news. You know what I mean? Like, you sit on pins and needles. And then of course I talk with Donna, who is the one that is my liaison contact for Gracie. And so we are in contact constantly with Donna, and Donna is in contact with Nikki's family. So yeah, it definitely can be. And that's why I think I got so angry with Taylor when he decided to go to a New Year's party for New Year's. And then he's been mad because I won't let him in the house and stuff because he went to that party. And then yesterday he woke up and said he had a fever and that he was feeling very sick to his stomach. And so I told him that he's definitely not coming around Sarah and I. We don't know all the exact symptoms. I've noticed that a lot of people have displayed very different symptoms. John said for him, the second time around, the first time around, he had some cough that he just couldn't shake. And then found out that it was COVID, and he did some breathing treatment, stuff like that, and it seemed to be okay. But the second time around, he honestly thought, because this happened in, oh gosh, late August, beginning of September, when he caught it again. And he thought he had caught the flu, like the full-blown flu. He said he had a fever, chills all over his thing, and it's an ability to stay connected. See, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So many people have so many different symptoms. Jay, more classic to like the actual flu. And then of course it got so bad he ended up on a ventilator with his breathing and everything else. But the first initial symptoms the second time around were all regular flu-like symptoms. Absolutely, Tiffany. Have a great day. So I know for him it was very different, both experiences, and both times he tested positive for COVID-19. And so I think that's the part I think that concerns me more, is that you don't know by the symptoms, because they vary, like the symptoms vary, and so you don't know. Like there's some people that get nothing except for the inability to smell or taste. I watch closely for that because, one, I love to cook and I love foods. Sarah especially. Right now, Sarah has like hypersensitive smelling because of being pregnant. Hi. That's Debbie. I think that's Debbie. Is this Debbie or is this one? Yeah, this is Debbie because I see the red picture. But with Sarah being pregnant, her sense of smell is through the roof. So as long as she can smell everything, I'm not too concerned. She's had some mornings where she has just been, just call me Debbie T. Debbie T. So, but yeah, so for her, as long as she can smell, we're not worried about that symptom. But it's so hard, like I said, it's so complicated to tell, because some people are what they call asymptomatic. These are the ones that are being the spreaders, right? These are the people that are spreading the virus the most. It's not the people that have symptoms, because the people that have symptoms or even think they might have a cold are doing what they're supposed to kind of like stay away from people. It's the people that have zero symptoms, that have no clue that they're even carrying COVID, that are spreading it. They think, oh, I feel great, I'm fine, I'm gonna go do this. And it's just like I was explaining to Taylor, was he went to that house party with 6 other people, or so he says. I'm not sure how many people were there. It could have been more people, but then again, he's not truthful with me half the time. But let's just say I give him the benefit of the doubt and it was only 6 other people, which you're allowed to be in like groups of 10, but it shouldn't be groups of 10 of people that you don't know. It should be groups of like no more than 10 people of people you know who have been quarantining or who have been staying away from other people and know that they have tested negative for COVID before getting together. But none of that had happened. We know that Taylor had tested negative for COVID because we had just had him tested before Christmas. But he went to this New Year's party with people he doesn't know, people he hadn't been around in 2 years, and he has no clue if one of them could be carrying COVID. and not know they're carrying it. And that's what I was trying to explain to him was, you don't know what these people are doing and how much they've been doing and around who. UK are in general lockdown. We're not allowed to mix with any other household. Exactly. And we've been super strict about, like, for Sarah and I, like, when I go to work, I'm super strict with keeping that distance from the customer. I sanitize between every single transaction because you just have to. Like, you just have to be safe. Teresa, hi, how are you? And so we're just trying to stay as safe as possible. I try to make sure that Sarah has as minimal exposure as possible. Jackie's family's in California, got the COVID in. Oh man, yeah, Californians, I'm sorry, and Debbie, you know what I'm talking about. They need to stay over in California. Quit coming over here, unless you live in Needles. Okay, because I can't give them too much crap. If you live in Needles, I get that you got to come out to Fort Mojave to go grocery shopping. I get that, because there isn't stores in Needles. Needles, California is on the cusp of California and Arizona. So I get it because they don't have shopping there. Yeah, exactly. See, and I had somebody that said something the other day about the fact that, like, me giving Taylor a hard time about, you know, being independent and being smart about things. Right, Teresa? And so my thing for them is, I get that the people in Needles have to come over this way. Like, they have to. They don't really have a choice. Like, if you live in Needles, or you know what I'm talking about, no, like 90% of everything is closed down there. So there's no grocery stores. There's no clothing stores. There's lots of gas stations, hotels, and fast food. And that's it. And so for them to live there, people do live there in big, huge, fancy houses too. But they have to come to Arizona because they're literally a bridge drive away. Like, they just cross the bridge and they're in Arizona to come and get groceries and stuff. Some of them can even, like, honestly, I wouldn't do it, but technically they could just come right over the river, literally right over the bridge. On the other side of the bridge is a Family Dollar. No, a Dollar General. California people are coming here to visit. I am like, what the for? Stay there, yeah. To get some food, although lack of appetite is one of my symptoms, but need to feel the body. Yeah, exactly. See, Shona, I know that's got to be so hard, especially when you know fight, and yet to have no appetite has got to be the hardest thing. We don't have her ultrasound yet, Lily. It's not until the 22nd. Yeah, so her ultrasound is on the 22nd. So we'll know more on the 22nd. But so far, everything's looking like she's looking really good. She's definitely got lots of symptoms. Her morning sickness always ends up happening about mid-afternoon. His girlfriend's family was so careful for the longest time, and now they are having gatherings. Went there for Christmas. Also had a wedding on their property. Yeah, see, and that's the thing is, people they're doing things. Oh my God, that's so, you know what, you said it perfect to an entire crowd. Yeah, I'm so excited for her. Really excited for her. We were talking in the car the other day, and I was telling her, you know, my concerns aren't for little Bean. My concerns are for her. She's my baby. Like, Sarah is my baby. Taylor is my baby. And I get so afraid for Taylor and for her. It's more a problem, yeah. But, like, after our car accident, like, that terrified me at the thought that I could have lost my son that day. And if things had gone any other way, I could have lost my son that day. And that terrifies me. Like, my kids mean the world to me. And to see Taylor being so reckless and so like he just doesn't care. Private gatherings. Yeah, exactly. The private gatherings that people keep doing. Not only are they doing these private gatherings, like Taylor went to, which was a little apartment party with six of his buddies. Taylor and I got into a bad car accident, Teresa. If you go back and look, also under the communities tab, I posted a picture of the car. Yeah, Debbie. So Taylor went to this party with 6 other people, but it was like a small gathering of them in the apartment, drinking and partying up for the new year. And all I kept thinking is, he's going to go from that party to his job 2 days later. And he's going to be in contact with people at his work that have children. One of the ladies has an 8-month-old baby. No, we didn't, which, like I'm saying, if you guys look back, I showed the car in one of the other live streams. The car's totaled, okay? My brakes failed and I T-boned a truck going 55 miles per hour. I totaled the front end of my car. Like, I wrapped the front end of my car around the back tire area of this other car, of this truck. It was a big, huge Chevy truck. So I T-boned a Chevy truck. And all airbags deployed in the car. His airbags didn't deploy because of where I hit him. But the driver of the other truck walked away, and Taylor and I walked away. I came out of it with a broken toe and really bad bruising on my shins. Whoa. Yeah, we're that. So actually my driver's leg, which is my right leg, is still healing. It's still deployed. If you look at where your airbags are, plastic has to get shot out of the way. The one that's by your legs that protects your, yeah, I know it glitched, that protects your legs. When it blew, thing to blow it completely out of the way and just have me get hit with the airbag, I got hit with the hard plastic cover, which just slammed into my shins. So it hurt. It hurt like heck. And I broke my big toe on my right foot. So I'm still dealing with that. Yeah, I know. It was my fault. I accidentally pulled the thing down, you guys, on the phone. But the craziest part is we all kept conscious. Like, none of us got knocked out. I saw the whole thing roll out in front of me. Watched my airbag on my steering wheel completely deploy. But because I was pressing the brakes pedal, my car's feature is that when you press the brakes, the seatbelts lock into position. So we didn't get slammed forward as we collided, as we hit the truck. So my face and stuff, I never hit the airbag. So that was a blessing. I didn't get any damage to my face, but I did get really bad bruising to my chest area, my collarbone, my right side of my rib cage, which is where my seatbelt crossed over, across my abdomen. But my seatbelt did its job. Taylor, same thing. He didn't really get any bruising, but he was definitely sore for a few days. For me, it took a bit longer, I think, because for me, I was still trying to get the car to stop. So I was still using everything I had, body force-wise, to try to get my car to stop. So that was fun. Yeah, and that's the thing, is the injuries we got were so mild, like so mild. I could have gotten them falling, off of a step or something. Just some bruising, aches everywhere, of course, kind of like if you had the flu, you get those body aches. My body was achy, but it wasn't anything that was like super painful. The only thing painful that I had was my toe. And I can't even tell you how much it hurts to try to put shoes on when you have a broken toe. I had people that were like, well, tape it up or whatnot. And it's my driving foot. And I still have to be able to drive to get to work. So I'm driving my Pops' huge conversion van. And let me tell you what, this thing is massive. I've driven the RV, like when I drove Barb, but you expect it to be big, like, right? You expect Barb to be a big vehicle, because she's a massive RV. This van, when you look at it from the outside, you're like, oh, okay, it's a van. It's a big camper van. But when you're driving it, it just feels huge. No, I cannot take time off work. One, I'm the manager of the store. There's also only 2 employees per store. So I work Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Sam works Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we work Sunday together because Sunday is my inventory and order day. So there's 2 of us in the store that day because she runs the register while I go through and say what we need and what we got from the last order. So I go through and say, okay, well, we still didn't get this, or this, and we need to add these things onto the new order. So every Sunday I do the weekly order for the store and she runs the register. But then the rest of the week, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm there by myself. I run the store, take care of customers, all that stuff by myself. And then she does it the other 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And so that's how the store runs. 'Cause you don't need any more than that in the store. It's such a chill job. Like, I love my job. You guys have no idea. I love my job. So like if the days that Sam is working, if she notices something that I have the list written down. If she looks and she says, oh, you know what? We didn't put this on there. Because she well, let's say when I did the list, everything looked great, right? And then she'll look over and be like, oh, crud. We just sold the last of these, because all of a sudden, like, there'll be these weird moments where all of a sudden we'll have like 4 boxes of something, and all of a sudden within 2 days, all 4 boxes get sold. You're like, how? Because we sometimes never sell those. So you usually don't order them because they're slow to sell. And then there'll be just like some random moment where all those boxes will get sold and you're just like, oh, okay, fine. Okay. So I guess we need to order some of those. But yeah, for the most part, like, I love my job. For the most part, no, I love my job. Like, I love my job. I could do without the long drive, but honestly, the drive is kind of nice because I get to listen to my audiobooks and just drive. Though I was watching something, Debbie, I don't know if you saw this, but they had a thing on Facebook the other day about driving in Arizona. I think it's in any state, but in Arizona specifically, you are not allowed to drive on the left side of the road. You are not allowed to. Side of the road is past vehicles, or if there's construction and you've been put into the left lane because construction is in the right. That is the only acceptable times you are allowed to be in the left lane, is if you are passing another vehicle or if there's construction. Now, right, cross over the river. When you cross over the river, that has a, when you get right there, the rigs, like the 18-wheelers, are required to stay to the right. They are not allowed to be on the left side. One, because they're supposed to, when it's open, pull into the way station. Now, that whole lane right there, everybody should be in that lane, right? Technically. But the right lane through that area is riddled with potholes. And I'm not talking little potholes. I'm talking massive potholes. If you hit them, which the road there is 75 miles per hour, you hit those potholes at 75 miles per hour, you're gonna rip your tires off your car. I have come through there and gotten stuck on the right-hand side because it's a double white line. You are not allowed to cross into the other lane during that time. It's a no pass zone. I've gotten stuck on that right side, and I have had to slow my car. I'm not even kidding. I've had to slow my car down to 30 miles per hour to navigate the potholes. Now, you want to talk about piss off some people? That's a quick way to piss people off. When you're in that lane and you cannot drive, you can't. Like, if you drive at 75 miles per hour, you're gonna rip your car apart. Especially if you're in a smaller car. And let me tell you what. So when I was watching this thing about, oh, you can't travel in the left-hand lane, I'm thinking, are you to my vehicle, because the road is so ripped apart through there, are you gonna pay for the damage to my car? Because if I stay in that lane, I'm not making it to work. So I posted on that video, and I said, you know, I would be more than happy to stay traveling in the right-hand lane on the I-40 going between Needles, California and the Lake Havasu City turnoff. But I can tell you this, I stay in the left-hand lane, and I make sure before the double line hits, I pull over into the left-hand lane, because I will not travel on that side and ruin my vehicle. So I will travel that left-hand lane all the way up that road, up that section of the road, and I will move over once I'm on the other side of that to the right-hand lane if traffic comes up behind me. But that whole stretch right there, there's only that one section that's a double line. Get back over anyway. Right? You got to stay in the left-hand lane if you're in the left-hand lane already through that section, which is fine to change lanes in that space. So I always get into the left-hand side just before traveling through that. Now, once I get on the other side, it's riddled with potholes still when you can finally have the passing lane again. So I will stay in the left-hand lane unless somebody comes up behind me, then I will move to the right, let them pass me, and then I will get back over in the left. Because being in that right-hand lane, you're just ripping your tires apart. So if you live out this way, or if you've traveled the I-40 between Needles, California and Lake Havasu City turnoff, or even going as far as if you're going to drive to Kingman from this direction, right? So if you're going to go to Kingman through the I-40 versus just like for us, technically, if I wanted to go to Kingman, I could go up this way, but there's no point. I don't need to go this direction because one, it would take me longer to get to work because I work in Havasu. So it would actually it'd be an extra 35-minute drive in that direction. So I travel the 40 between California and the I-40 turnoff, or the Lake Havasu City. Yeah, and if you see the ones, like, put it this way, the I-40 right-hand lane for the 40 through that area is traveled by loads of big rigs. Okay, so loads of 18-wheelers come through that area. And they just they're on that road. And there's definitely, they say that there's a fault line that the I-40 runs along, which causes the cracking and whatnot. I'm not worried about the cracking in the road because that's not the problem. The problem is the potholes that are like this big around that you hit and it causes your whole car to go bam, right? I mean, like, I'm talking if you are going the speed limit, you bottom out your car coming through there, or it causes your car to like shake all over the road because they're just one right after the other. And that is from where the rigs tires are. So if you look at the road, right, if you're on the road and you're looking down the road, the potholes line up with where the rig's tires go. So if you move your car over just right, you can ride the areas that the rig's tires don't ride along and stay. If you can keep on that, you can run the potholes right between your wheels. However, there's two problems with that. One, you're either riding just off the road to the right-hand side, so you're just off the white line, or you're in the left-hand, like slightly in the left-hand lane. Yeah, it's exactly right, Teresa. That's what ruins your shocks on your vehicle, because it's just a constant beating up of your vehicle. So I just thought it was funny that they made a whole video of this cop pulling people over on that stretch of the 40 and on another stretch of like the I-10, telling them about the fact that they couldn't drive in that left-hand lane. And I just thought to myself, that would be great if the roads were in a condition that allowed me to stay in the right-hand lane. And like I said, sometimes you just don't have a choice. You have to move over, or you're going to either one, wreck your vehicle, two, severely damage your vehicle. And so, like I said, unless the state of Arizona would like to completely pay for the shock replacement, especially on the big van, I'll gladly travel over the top of potholes. Not really. They're horrifying. If you've ever driven into a pothole, one, scary as hell, because sometimes you don't, especially if it's nighttime and you don't realize that it's a pothole. Yeah, it's scary. So like I said, they want to replace my vehicle. Cool beans. I'll be more than happy to drive on that side of the road. But unless otherwise, like, I have traveled that road. Like, I travel that road every single, like, 4 days a week. And there's a cop, a sheriff, right? There's a sheriff. Oh yeah, sometimes you see them way too late. But there's a sheriff that sits on the one hill when you're coming up. But when you're coming back, you don't see him if you're coming down, coming the opposite way on the 40. So the side that I'm on when I'm going to work, you can see him as clear as day because he's on this side of the hill. So he sits in the little turnoff right there. And I'm always on the left-hand side every time, because that section right there, there's even a big sign posted before you hit that section that says bump. And why they say bump, because it's not a bump. It's if you hit this, you are flying. Your tires are leaving the road, especially if you don't slow down to the recommended 55 miles an hour. So if you are traveling, which the speed limit on the 40 through that area on the Arizona side is 75 miles an hour. If you hit that bump going 75 miles an hour, your tires are leaving the road without a doubt. So just slow down, because it'll say bump 55 miles per hour, right? So they recommend you to slow down to 55 before you hit that area. I always get to the left-hand side because that side of the road is flat. The right-hand side, which is where they tried to repair the potholes, now has a big groove, right? So there's like extra layering there. So if you hit that, you're flying over it. And so I always get in the left-hand lane right there. And he has never, ever gotten behind me, never decided to try to pull me over. And usually the right-hand side is clear. There's no traffic there. Like, none. And they always say no camping out in the left-hand lane. So I guess technically for the most part, I do drive in the right-hand side until I get to that spot on the road. When I get to that area on the road, which is where the turn, like where the come in for the way station is, I always get into the left-hand side before I get to that spot. I travel the left-hand side all the way down, and then I stay in that left-hand lane until after we get past, there's like this big sign that tells you when you get to, there's the turnoff coming for Lake Havasu City. There's this big old billboard, electric billboard that's there that says, 25 minutes to Lake Havasu or whatever. Once I get to that sign, I know that the road from there into the turnoff to the exit ramp is pretty much been repaired. It's fine. So I'll get back over right there. So I probably travel about 6 miles up on the left-hand side of the road. I mean, if I get pulled over and given a ticket because I'm in the left-hand side because the right-hand side is riddled in potholes, I will be one of those people that goes to court. I will show up in court. I will not be paying a ticket on a vehicle ticket for being in the right-hand side when the road is not conditioned for driving on. Hi, baby. Did you get some coffee? You're like, no.
I'm so into coffee.
Go get rest. You've just been driving yourself crazy with so many thoughts. You gotta chill out.
No,
I know.
but I can't sleep.
Yeah.
So I don't
Well,
really get any sleep.
we need to give you this mattress. We'll switch mattresses. We'll just leave the bed frame in there.
I broke another board when I literally don't want
Okay, we're gonna just switch beds completely.
Down and I was like,
We're gonna.
I'm gonna. This bed.
I'm gonna give her the metal framed bed. One because it's metal framed, and the other one's wooden framed. So, but we already like, if you're a big girl, you're a big girl. We know that. And
yes, but breaking boards big.
Well, you didn't break the boards. Guarantee they were cracked after freaking Neil jumped on top of the boards.
All I did was sit down, and I sat down very carefully.
Yeah, but he already compromised
it from cracking, and I was like,
yeah. So Teresa said, "Hi, Sarah."
Hello.
So Neil was here, and him and Sarah were hanging out in the room, and he jumped onto her bed. Neil's a 300-pound boy, and the bed has wood slates, and he broke the wooden slates on the bed. So Sarah went to sit down, and another one of the wooden slates gave. So what I will do is we will give you the metal frame bed, so you can actually lay down, and then I'll bring the wooden one in here. Actually, I may not even bring it in here. I may just decide to put the wooden one away for now. Take it apart and put it away. I don't even sleep in a bed, you guys. I have found that I sleep way better in my recliner. So I'll probably do is just bring both recliners in here and just set them up right here, side by side. And I'll just give you the metal frame bed, which will be a lot easier. I know. She's exhausted because she hasn't been able to sleep really well. She can't seem to get comfortable, which is about normal. And she's already a big girl to begin with. So now she can't really sleep on her tummy because she's starting to notice, like, gosh, you'll be 9 weeks pregnant tomorrow. She'll be 9 weeks tomorrow.
And then I think next week or the week after that, I'll have my appointment. I think the week after that.
Week after. Yeah, because today's the 9th. So, yep.
Just be next week.
I know, right? So she'll be 9 weeks pregnant tomorrow. And
my little baby will look like a
yeah. So by the time her appointment gets here,
of a pig and
yeah, well, you'll be 9 weeks tomorrow. So by the time her appointment comes, she'll be 10 weeks pregnant. So that's kind of exciting. Super exciting.
Yeah, baby, look good. A wee tiny human. At about 11 weeks, 11 weeks.
You'll be almost.
They look like an actual miniature human.
It is. It's like flying by already, Teresa. It's like Sarah's like, she's almost on to 31 weeks. 31 weeks left. As of tomorrow, like seriously.
Today, and I will be 30 weeks tomorrow.
No, because you're pregnant for 40 weeks. Well, think about it. 40 weeks, you're only going to be 9 weeks tomorrow. So you got 31 weeks left. So far she hasn't had anything horrible. It's been like right around midday, which is right about a little bit like in another hour or so. It usually comes in like waves. So she'll get really, really nauseous. And then she'll eat some like crackers or whatnot and lay down, and her stomach will settle down, and then she'll be fine until around 6 p.m. And then 6 p.m. hits and she gets super like nauseated, dizzy, like it hits her like a ton of bricks. And then she just kind of calls it a day as of 6 o'clock. She's like, I'm just done. I need to lay down. I need to not bother with anything else. But for the most part, like when she first gets up, because she gets up around 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. She gets up, she showers, she gets herself going for the day. Sometimes she'll make coffee for both of us. I like hot coffee, so I'll drink the coffee while it's hot. We'll turn it off and let it cool, and then she makes herself an iced coffee. She was terrified at first about having coffee, and I had to show her that it was okay to have a cup. Yeah, 31 weeks one day. Yeah, that's what I was telling you. So tomorrow will be 30 weeks. 31 weeks. Nope, you'll be, well, yeah, 30 weeks. 30 weeks and like, it'll be like 30 weeks, 7 days, 30 weeks, 6 days, 30 weeks. Yeah, but she's literally doing the countdown to the day, you guys. I mean, this girl is a stickler on it. So, like, I'll say, oh, you're 9 weeks. You're 9 weeks. She's like, no, I'm 8 weeks and 7 days, or 8 weeks and 6 days. So it's really cute because she's like, no, I'm going to be exactly precise as to exactly how far I am. So I love it. I love that she is so excited about this little human. So we're very excited about this little human, you guys. I'm not even joking. Yeah, she's very excited. We have been online. I just finished setting up, for the most part, her Bye Bye Baby registry. We started looking at a registry to put together for Amazon, but we're running into some issues because here's the problem. Large items that we want to do cannot be done through the P.O. box. They won't allow it. So we have to do the Amazon registry, or I should say the Amazon wish list is going to be just small little items that can be done through there. So, because I know that a lot of people have asked, and we've had several people even ask on Instagram, is Sarah going to have a wish list for the baby? And the answer is yes, we will have a wish list put together. It's only going to be things on the wish list because everything else that the baby's getting, crib, changing table, rocking chair that Sarah's getting, we're getting her a Mamaroo for the baby instead of like a regular swing. We're just doing the Mamaroo, one, because it's compact and it'll fit pretty much anywhere. And it can be moved from room to room if need be. So that, anything that's a big ticket item, so like her car seat and stroller and all that, we're doing that stuff. We're not asking anybody else to do that because that's stuff that Sarah really, like, she's really set on exactly which ones she wants. Now, small things, so things like diapers and wipes, and she's gonna be cloth diapering at home, disposable diapering in public. So when we have to leave the house or whatnot, she'll take disposables with her, put baby in a disposable diaper before we leave the house. So that way it's easier when you're out and about to use disposables versus trying to carry everything to put soiled cloth diapers in when you're traveling. So that's the only thing I think, and that's not going to happen very often. So we're going to have things like disposable diapers in there. What do you call it? Cloth diapering, like inserts will be on the list. Binkies, like clothing items, so people can definitely order little clothing items, toys for the baby. Things like that will be in there for Little Bean, but for the most part, like big ticket items, we're taking care of that. So that stuff's being already being handled. So it won't need to be, like, nobody else needs to jump in and do those things. And I get, like, we had somebody message us and be like, well, could you send me the link to the crib that she wants? And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. One, because to get the crib that she wants, I would have to give our address. I'm not going to give our address. Because it will not let them deliver that to the P.O. box because it's too large of an item to be delivered to the P.O. box. So we won't be doing that. Oh yeah, definitely, Teresa. Definitely. So yeah, we're taking care of the large ticket items. So we put together the Bye Bye Baby registry, and there's quite a few things on the Bye Bye Baby registry that we're going to be moving, like finding those same items that we're going to put into the Amazon wish list because they're just small items, like small clothing items. Like there's some cute Carter's pajamas and stuff. Oh wow, yeah, Deb, I hear you there. Has she started like a Gerber college fund for the baby? Not yet. She hasn't. First of all, we don't know if there's just one bean in there or if there's more than one bean. So the best thing she's going to do is wait until she goes to her ultrasound appointment on the 22nd. And once she's confirmed like whether or not there's more than one in there, if it's just the one, then she can definitely get that started. Setting that up. I did the same thing with my kids when they were little. So the good part is for Taylor went into the military. So now he has his GI Bill. So his Gerber fund, we've already now taken that and we pulled it into Sarah. So we took her fund and moved it over, or his fund and moved it over. Now, because Sarah wasn't able to join the military, so now once she finishes her last set of tests, which they just opened them back up, and then seating availability is super short. So we're waiting for them to send us the email that says, okay, Sarah has a date. So she can go in, do her last couple tests, and then be done with that, and then she can start college classes. Sarah really wants to go into astrology. So if anybody was wondering what Sarah's ambition is, she wants to do astrology. She's really into astrology, the stars, the science behind it. She's not into astrology in the sense of star signs and stuff like that. That's not what, she's not into that. She's into the working on like planetary stuff. I'm not sure. I know she's talked about working like with NASA and stuff like that, the study of planets and the study of stars and the study of all that stuff. Like, she's really into that. Like, she even does research on that stuff even now. And the best part is, like, where we live, one of her favorite things because of where we live, it's so dark up here at night that we lay out up on top on the rooftop deck. We get up on the deck and you can see stars for miles and miles. Like, you can see stars that you don't even, like, we didn't even know existed. Laying, like, if you were down in the city, the city lights are just so bright you can barely ever see, except for the stars that stand out really bright. But when we're up here, we can lay up there and you just see stars for miles and miles and just deep up in the sky. And she absolutely loves that. She wants to know more about them. Yeah, she's really into that stuff. And the funniest part is there was something that clicked a couple years ago. I think I talked about this in one of our vlogs. Sarah always had trouble with math, right? For the longest time, she had trouble with math. And it just, no matter how many times we did it or how many which ways we tried to present it to her, she just had so much trouble with it. And it just was not, like, she just could not get it to click. There was just something that happened in 2018, and she was taking her classes and she was working on her mathematics because she was like, I just want to get the math out of the way. She started working on her math stuff, and all of a sudden she came in and she was like beside herself, excited. And I was like, what? She's like, I figured it out. And I was like, what? And she's like, no, I really figured it out. And she sat down and she showed me what she was talking about. And she'd been struggling because it just wasn't adding up to her. Like, it wasn't making sense. This information just wasn't clicking. And it just out of nowhere clicked for her. And now she's excited when it comes to mathematics. Like, she's more and more open to, like, when she sees things, she wants to find out how it mathematically works. So she will sit down and she will do the numbers. She didn't do that before. Before 2018, if you'd have asked Sarah to do anything with math, she'd be like, you crazy. She'd be like, nope. Because she hated it. It just did not make sense to her. It was like as if though you were somebody who was Swedish who moved to Germany and was expected to just figure it out, from day one. And she was, nope. And then in 2018, it just clicked. Something just fell into place. And she was like, it makes sense. I get it now. And now she'll, like, we go to the store now and she can be in the shopping center with me. Like, we can be in the store together and she can tell you, like, why it's better to buy this one than that one because of the price difference and what you're getting more out of by how much money. She can talk to an advisor from the attorney department about her passion. They can lead her. Yeah, I know. And that's the thing, is if we had things like that here. So for right now, her first part of the next step, first of all, she's got to finish her classes that she's taking now. Once she finishes her testing, because that was the problem, is she was already in process of testing and then COVID happened and they shut everything down. And so she didn't get to finish. Now it's back to, like, the testing center is open again, but it's at a limited spacing. So they're only doing 3 people in the testing center at a time. So Sarah's on the waiting list for the testing center. She's already signed up, it's already paid for, ready to go, just needs to let her in so she can test. Once her testing is done and she finishes and she gets her diploma, then she can sign up for prerequisite classes for any department, like for whatever her career path is going to be. Yeah, and she is too, because if you guys have been with us for a long time, you know the struggles we faced with her schooling out here. I'm going to explain that too, because there's a lot of people that are like, I don't get it, and I'm going to explain it quickly. Okay, where we live, you don't have private funding for schools. You don't have private schools. You have public school, and then you have charter schools. Charter schools are only for certain people that have qualifications for it, like you have to qualify for it. One of the charter schools here is meant strictly for the kids that just couldn't cut it at the regular school, right? Whether that mean that they were too far behind and just couldn't catch up, or they were too far advanced that they didn't fit in with the classroom they were in, so they got placed over at the charter school, the one charter school. That school is strictly meant for kids that are either too far behind that need extended help, or too far ahead that need to be taught at an advanced level. Then there's the other charter school out in Fort Mojave, and that school is on a paid service, so you pay for your kids to go there. And that one is kindergarten through high school. Hi, Tiffany. So that's those 2 things, okay? The rest of the schools out here are all public school. Now, our public schools are so underfunded that they don't have the means to which, like with Sarah having seizures, okay? They have nobody on campus that's qualified to say cover if Sarah was to have a seizure. There's nobody on campus that is certified that can say she's okay, she can go back to class. But if you have a certified nurse or a certified medical person on campus, they can determine whether or not the paramedics need to be called. Now, out here we don't have that, so the only option is if a student has a medical episode, they are required by the state of Arizona to call 911. Now, the paramedics can determine whether or not they feel the patient needs to be transported. And every one of the transports that they did on Sarah, other than 2 of them, okay, there was 2 transports that Sarah had that were absolutely required. And that was one because she broke her arm. The other one was because she had stopped breathing. Those 2 were necessary transports. All the other transportations that they did on Sarah were all unnecessary because she did not need to go to the hospital. She just needed to get through the seizure. So, yeah. Be right back, guys. I have to pee really bad. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
No. My chest hurts. I had to go pee-pee. My chest hurts. Oh.
I'm back. Oh, let me see. So, here, you want some more pillow? You're picking your head up. She doesn't feel good, you guys. It's about that time of day, though. It's noon. Yeah, that's Sarah right there. That's the most unflattering look, so I'm going to keep the camera this direction. Yeah, that's Sarah. She's like, she's tired because she hasn't been sleeping. So, I know, baby.
It's cold.
It's because I have the fan on.
It's cold out there.
Yeah, I know.
It's still cold, and the heater doesn't turn on.
Oh, get this. Last night the heater came on and stayed on for over half an hour. You guys, something's wrong with our heating system. I'm not even kidding. So
It needs to get turned on. It's freaking, my toes are cold.
we have the thermostat set at 77 degrees, right? Because, here's why. I never set it at that. We usually keep it at 72 in any other house we've lived in. But
Because we need to.
where the thermostat is inside this house is right next to one of the heating vents, which I closed yesterday. I completely closed it off because it keeps saying that the house is at 77 degrees because the heating vent is blowing straight at the thermostat. And the rest of the house is freezing cold. So I closed off the vent yesterday. That's right there in the dining room, which is blowing right at the thermostat. And I closed my bedroom door because I have heating vents right here in my room. So when I did that last night, the thermostat wasn't reading the two heating vents, one from my room, one from the dining room. So the thermostat kicked on last night and stayed on for like a half an hour. I mean, like toasted up this house. But since I've opened up my door for the morning, my bedroom heat, the heat that was in my room, is now reading on the thermostat again. So the rest of the remainder of the house is freezing cold. So I think I'm going to put that other thermostat, like the other thermometer, I'm going to go stick it over on the other side of the house and see what it reads, like what the temperature is reading over there. And that's going to give me a pretty close reading of what and why this isn't kicking on. And I'm pretty sure it's because where the thermostat is placed inside this house. I think the thermostat needs to be placed over by the back door, where that little closet is, because that's centralized in the house and there's no vents next to it. And I think if it's placed over there, we'll get a better accurate reading, and start getting the system to turn on and off like it should. But you guys, oh my God. Can I just, I mean, I know I've already said it probably a couple times since I started filming, but I am in love with my hair. Again, I haven't been so happy with my hair in a really long time. And it just feels and looks so healthy right now, you guys. It's just so silky soft.
For the baby's room, of the hooks.
The what?
I want to get the hooks that are on the side.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to move those so we can paint first, and then we can put hooks differently.
I want different colored ones. I want either white or
well, we can always paint them.
Was that the match? But I want to put like
what do you
like
want?
little clouds. Like,
oh
like
yeah,
little,
definitely.
Like,
I think it'd be really cute.
To put in there because it's going to be Dumbo themed.
Yeah.
So put like little cloud things.
Yeah, if you guys were wondering, Sarah is doing Dumbo theme. Not cartoony Dumbo.
No.
She's not doing like a full-blown like cartoony Dumbo. She's doing more Dumbo like classic. If that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes sense to them. Oh, I can't pull it up right now. Like really classic, rough sketch type Dumbo. I guess that would make the right phrasing. Rough sketch. So have you ever seen when they first like do like a vision board for like a cartoon or a movie? They do like a rough sketch. And you get kind of this rough sketched character, but not all the details of the full-blown animation. Yes, she does, but it's only for private. It's private.
What?
Facebook. That's only for family and private. Yeah,
you
her Facebook. Yeah, you guys can always check out Instagram. If you go to my Instagram, it's linked to her Instagram as well. So if you go to my Instagram, your Instagram is not the same name. It's like Excalibur.
It's Starchild_Excalibur.
Yeah, Starchild_Excalibur. But it's like I'm following her. So I know you don't do your short human one anymore. That one's not even an active account. So.
I deleted that one.
But yeah, so like our Facebook pages are private. Those are for our family only.
I have a lot of issues with Facebook.
Yeah.
People on Facebook, so.
And then we discussed something the other day, Sarah, myself, and Sam, about me starting a page.
No.
We're not sure yet. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to do it. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to do it. I think it would be funny, but I also know I don't want to mess it up for other people.
The criminals.
they're not like I thought they would be. I guess would be the
What
right
are
word.
they?
They're supposed to be like cheddar and roasted jalapeno, I think, but they don't taste like cheddar at all. And there's no roasted jalapeno, it's just like a bite of heat. Like when you bite into it, you get the little sting on your tongue, but that's it. So I'm not really a fan.
This
Yeah.
is why we don't try new flavors of chips.
Yeah, I was like, well, I can try these. And so, I mean, at least it'll keep me from wanting to eat too many at a time. I eat like 2 of them. I'm like, these are kind of gross. Ow, I just hit my toe. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, okay. You guys want to see something super funny? I'm going to tell them. Go to Brandon Ferris and watch his most recent video of the Try Not to Cringe challenge with his best friend. And it's freezing in here. Go over there and watch his newest.
It's not 78 degrees in here.
But that's the thing, is it's saying it is because it's right over the vent.
Put it at 80 for now.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna probably close my vent on this side too then, because that is just, it's reading all the heat coming from my room. Yeah, it clicked on, then clicked off again. I know.
Cold.
You don't keep doing that. You're gonna literally burn us out of the house. We may have to just kick on the vent. Remember how I had the air, like I had the vents blowing the other day and it just kept the heat moving through the house? Hold on, guys. Hold on. No. It opens like a door. So remember last time? So we're going to put this down here and then turn it on. It'll turn the vents on and it'll keep the hot air blowing through.
It's freezing.
You guys talk about the cutting.
But it's freezing.
Okay, but that one's closed too.
But I sit over there and the
I
cold
know.
air comes out. It's not hot air.
No, it's warm air. Yeah, go feel. It's warm air coming out. Because the vents are going to stay hot because of when they kick over to blow heat, it'll be blowing heat still. I shut this one right here because this one next to my chair is really, like, it blows so much heat. Huh? Right. So I'm just going to leave the fan on so that way it'll keep the hot air blowing through the vents. But yeah, otherwise we have the little like electric space heaters, right? The electric heaters. And we usually have those just plugged in and it warms the other side of the house. But I think the problem is, what I'm pretty suspicious of, is that my vents in here are right next to the thermostat. And the thermostat shouldn't be where it's at. It's in a very bad location. Shouldn't be right there. Because it's reading the house temperature as what's blowing right here in this small space. And it's forgetting that there's a whole rest of the house to heat up. So yeah. But you guys, I'm so happy with this. Like, my hair feels so much healthier than it's felt in forever. And so happy that I was able to do this at home on my own. At first I thought I was gonna have to have Sarah come in and like finish the last bit of it, but it ended up being like I didn't even need her to come do it for me. Like, he gave such precise instructions. So if you guys are thinking of doing, like, because of COVID, and out here because of COVID, we can't get hair appointments anywhere. And every time I've ever gone to somebody to get my hair done, they've never cut my hair the way I've asked. Like, ever. Except for when I was younger and I had the guy that used to work at Apple Cutters. An Apple Cutters guy that worked there was amazing, and he always did exactly what I asked. But he's not been there in years. So every time I've gone since then, since I was 22 years old was the last time I got to go to Apple. And ever since then, every time I've tried to get my hair done, the people have done it incorrectly. So I went through, I've been catching like the Brad Mondo videos on Facebook. Like when you do like the Facebook video things, they would just, I would scroll through and I'd see those randomly. And I was like, what is this? And found out he's a hairdresser. Like he's a like licensed hairdresser. And then I found out he used to work on things with America's Next Top Model and stuff. Like he's done some of those type of things and whatever. But anyway, that aside, I started watching some of like his recommendation videos, things like what you can and can't do, or you shouldn't do. But he has some tutorials on there, and he has a tutorial on there how to do your own home haircut. That would need, like, he recommends, of course, after you've done it, and it will look decent, but to always make an appointment afterwards to just have the little bits of like texturing and stuff like that done, because you're not gonna be able to texture it at home by yourself, unless you are a hairdresser and you have the hairdressing tools to do it. You would want to go in and get like texturing done. Now, I happen to be lucky enough that I do have tools and stuff for like doing it yourself, because I used to go to Sally's Beauty Supplies all the time. So I did get my texturing scissors and all that. So I was able to texture my hair at the bottom, which allowed me to get this gorgeous little flip in my hair on the bottom here. So I'm really happy that I did that. But not everybody has that. So he does recommend, after you do, if you don't have the tools at home, to go in and have them do some little bit of texturing at the bottom, or texturing in where you've done your cut, especially if you're going to do a layered cut. He does have a video on how to do that. But I just did, because I just wanted to take the length off, all the bits of fried hair that were down at the very bottom. I had not cut my hair in 3 years. So I knew that I needed to take way more than I really wanted to off. Like, I did not want my hair short. But this is a great point where I was able to cut it, texture it, and had it right here where this is where my hair is healthy. So I did take off just above where it was fried. And it was really bad, you guys. Like, the ends were so bad. So when I did like the stages, like where he tells you how to like tie it off, and I did it in multiple little tie offs. I didn't do like, I didn't just go here and here and then tie it off. I did 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and then did the cutting that he recommends. And I did it just above where it was fried. So I got to where I could see where the healthy hair was, and I cut at the healthy hair. Because I knew that if I didn't, then you're going to run into, hi Teresa. I knew that if I didn't cut just above the dead zone, like that, it was going to just keep tearing the hair apart, moving up. And so I wanted to cut where it was healthy. So that's what I did, is I got the ties in, I put everything right where it was healthy, and then cut it right at the hair tie. So that way it would be all even. Oh yeah, you did. I love this color. First of all, I was able to do this color without damaging my hair, and I'll tell you how. I did not have to bleach my hair to get this color. So my hair naturally, as you guys can see, because my roots are coming out, my natural hair is now like a darker, it's like a dishwater blonde. When it grows out, it's like if you go back and watch our videos when we lived in the RV, that's my natural hair color. I haven't, like, here you go, my eyebrows, right? So this lighter dishwatery blonde color. So this color is called Midnight Ruby, and this is done by Splat. This color is made by Splat specifically for people with brunette hair, right? So you use this on hair that is dark textured. Okay, so if you have naturally darker hair, this color is made for that. So the coolest part is, for me, I'm not a like dark brunette or in any sense. I'm more like I said, I'm in between a brown and a dishwater blonde, right? So if I go out in the sunlight during the summertime, my hair starts to get lighter and lighter and lighter naturally. So I get these blonde highlights in my hair. When I was a kid, I was a strawberry blonde. All growing up, I was a little towhead strawberry blonde, really bleachy blonde colored hair. And as I got older, it got darker and darker. Then I had kids, and when I got pregnant with Taylor, my hair got this really dark, like, as you can see, like I said, I need to touch up my roots again, but it got to this darker dishwater color. So I bought this was just out of, curiosity, because I was like, I don't want to bleach my hair. It's already damaged on the ends, and I didn't want to bleach it. but I did want to go back to a really fun color again. But I knew that to get this color with most people, you would have to bleach your hair, then color your hair, and then as you wash it, it gets lighter and lighter and lighter, and then you get closer to like a pinky color as you wash it out. But I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I want it to stay a rich, rich red color. And this is even after I've done this is about 10, 11 washes in, and this is the color that it still holds. Now, with this one, so I got the splat for dark hair, right? So if you already have brunette hair, this is splat for brunettes. So you do not have to color your hair. And this is this is called Midnight Ruby, which is a color I think I'm going to stick with for a really long time. I have no intentions of going any other color. This color works for me. I like it. It complements my skin tone, and I love the way it looks. So I have no desire whatsoever to go into another color. The coolest part is, now that I've gotten about 10 washes in, I noticed when I washed it last night that I had no, oh, it's in my mouth. I had no bleeding of color last night. Normally when I wash it, it will get like this big, thick bit of like bleeding in the shower. And so I'll see like pink everywhere, like this funky bright pink color in all my shampoo and everything. And last night when I washed it, I got none of that, which means that I'm at that stage where I have washed this enough that I've pretty much washed out any of the colors. So now what's left is the strands of hair that are stained with it, right? So it's like, this is the color of my hair now. So what I need to do is go buy a box, touch up the rooting area. And when I do touch this up and I bring it down to the ends, these will get really bright again. Like they're darker now, like the color is a richer color now than what it is when it's first done. Because when it's first done, it's really ruby colored, like red ruby colored. And then as I wash it, it starts to fade down to this color because my natural color is more dishwater. So it's more of a brown color. So this starts to fade down to this richer, deeper red, which I am okay with. So if you guys ever really want to do a home haircut, I would recommend, first of all, following a Brad Mondo tutorial, because he is really, really specific and precise about how to do it. 2, don't just willy-nilly go for it. And make sure, like, the biggest thing is, you guys, I have to go. I have to go. My friend just passed away. Okay, you guys, just like I said, go look it up, whatnot. I love you guys.